I don't know if I'm too close or what. I can't see myself, so hold on. Yo, why somebody just comment on my YouTube video telling some girl, what the heck is a ball? I don't know if you talking about a ball or a man. Baby, I be forgetting I don't be thinking I have an older audience watching me sometimes. So I'm thinking it's just straight people my age. So they're just gonna automatically get what I'm referring to or get what I'm throwing out. But then again, half the time girls my age don't even get it. So I'd be like, oh, I forgot that. Like, duh, you feel me? But hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been, too much apparent on here. First of all, just excuse my look for me. Excuse it because I'm finna do my hair. I've just been waiting for the right time to do it because I don't want to do it and it's like I don't have nothing going on. You feel me? Or I don't want to not do it and it's like, well, what are you gonna do with your hair now that you got stuff to do? Feel me? So today is it's actually 5 p.m. 5:55. Feel me? It's July the 27th, Sunday, 2025. And I just wanted to kind of do a little life update with you guys because I know I haven't technically posted on here like an actual YouTube video in about a month. I posted a video a couple of days ago, but that was really just a stream segment and it wasn't an actual video how I usually do with you guys. I don't know, this month. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna just give you guys a life update. That's first. I just want to tell you that's first. I want to give you guys a life update. That's one. Two, don't mind my hair and my appearance. That's just because I just felt the need to just get on here right now instead of like waiting until I did my hair to push out some videos because I don't even know when I'm gonna do my hair. And then three, I was watching this video. All right, hold on, I'll show you guys what I was watching. I was watching I'm Official M. Love her. I love her so bad. Hopefully one day, like, after I continue to be consistent with this and build my stuff up, we could collab and things of that nature. I actually love her. I've always seen her doing her mukbangs and things of that nature, but I just wasn't a big mukbang watcher, so I never really watched her content per se. I just always seen it. But as she's went on this journey of like just life in general, as she's like, getting older, graduated from college and all things of that nature, I have been more tuned in with her content. Like ever since she started her new journey with all that, her situation and things. I've just been tuned in because like right before it, I was kind of going through a lot of life stuff, so it kind of felt like relatable to see somebody else going through not the same things, but just seeing somebody else prevailing through things, and being alone while doing it as well, because you have to isolate yourself through those type of seasons where it's like you're going through a lot. And I had just went through it, so it kind of felt comforting a little bit to see somebody else, and not necessarily to say like in a misery type of way, like, oh, I wanted to see her like sad. No, not at all. I want everybody to be happy, but it was just comforting to see somebody else going through these things, and then it's like we kind of have the same mindset about it. I think that's what it was that kind of attracts me to her content. Is like we kind of have the same mindset about it, and really like honing in our religion, honing in to talking to God, or like just making that relationship closer as we need him more in that season of our life. So I almost cried, girl. It is not even the time to be crying yet. Like I was going through a lot. You didn't even know though, because that was last month. And what was it? I don't remember when it was, but it's just these last few months I definitely have been enduring changes. And I've always had a relationship with God. When I was a kid, I was a little bit closer. I won't lie, because as a kid, I loved going to church. So I stayed going to church, stayed praying, stayed involved with that whole thing. As you get to middle school, it kind of like cools down because now you're in that growing phase, or at least for me. I'll speak for myself, but I can't say for everybody, but just for me at least, I was kind of in that space where it was like I was kind of growing up a little bit, kind of figuring out a little bit more of the real world. Once you get hit middle school and high school, you're not as sheltered as you are in elementary school. So, as a kid, when you're, it's like you don't have as many problems, or you don't really have no actual problems for real. Hopefully for y'all, I didn't have no actual problems. I would say I was pretty well sheltered, where it's still, I have enough sense for the real world, but I did not have to deal with anything a child is not supposed to be dealing with. So thankfully for my mom, she's like the best mom ever. I was correctly protected as a child. But as you go into middle school and high school, those are really your years to start exploring the world. You start interacting with people from all different places. Middle school and high school, I still always believed in the Lord, still, but it was just more on a more basic level. I went through a lot of stuff through middle and high, but overall, I had a really great experience of just growing up. Because, in my school, I want to say ninth and 10th grade is when COVID happened. So I was really, as an awkward freshman, I was kind of learning. I took those years to learn myself a little bit more. During those last few years, whatever, I've kind of just been on cruise control. I don't really remember a time where I had kind of got back in there as close as I am now, or as close as I used to be. I don't remember a time specific. I'm not to say I wasn't always this close, but I just don't remember no other times where I got this close, or especially because I didn't have to, go through certain experiences and stuff. Last few years, whatever, cool, but this past recent like few seasons or whatever, I definitely have been getting closer as I was brought up, or just the type of person that I want to be. It's like I'm just kind of changing, I'm growing and things of that nature. I'm trying to better myself for the future, because as is that the word? Is that the right way to say it? As older as I get, or as the older I get, yeah, as the older I get, I do kind of see a little bit more of my life. I see a little bit more of how I want my future to go. So as I've graduated high school, I don't know if y'all know, but if you guys know, I graduated high school early. I was about 17 when I graduated, like a fresh 17 too, because my birthday is pretty late. So I was just a year ahead. I really could not do a lot. Like I could, but I couldn't because like age and stuff. But I graduated pretty early. So these last 2 years is where I'm kind of finally just, getting into it, whatever. But as I've been like, the more you experience life, the more you kind of see what you want for yourself. Hopefully, like I said, I'm talking about myself. Hopefully you can relate. If you can't, I'm sorry. But as the older you get, you kind of experience more life, and you kind of see what you want for yourself in the future. And as I've been more experiencing life, experiencing people around me and things of that nature, I've been seeing what I wanted in the future. And it's just a couple of things like I've been noticing about myself. I've been learning myself just a little bit more. I'm pretty self-aware, but sometimes it's just like identifying what it is specifically. Like I knew I had this problem. I just didn't know necessarily what you would call it. Feel me? I've been I just been learning myself a little bit more, and I know what I want to work on, or as for now, for the next 5 years, because that's just how I have my life planned out for the next 5 years. I know where I would like to be, or where I would want to be close to. Who's to say if it happens any closer or just a tad bit later? I don't know. But for right now, to the next 5 years, I kind of know what I want in some aspects of life, and I've just been working on that recently. So as I've been getting closer to the Lord, I've been trying to work on things about myself that would help me be a better person, and things that I would want in my life. So for example, just overall in general, I want to be a better person towards other people. So I have been trying my best to, like I said, I'm trying, work in progress. I've been trying to just be better overall. I was already a pretty good person, but just like going about things a different way. So forgiveness, been working on that. Big, huge thing. It did take me a little bit of time to kind of correct it, like to get it right. But I think I've got it down packed so far for the limits that have been pushed in the last few weeks, months, or, whatever. In the last season that just went by, it's not completely over, but, in the last season that just went by, feel me? I have been working on it. I think I've got it down packed mostly. I've been tried a lot, and I think I got it down. I want to say kindness and stuff like that, because I'm just trying to live through the Lord's image. I just want to be a better person to other people. So forgiveness, kindness, love, and patience and things of that nature. A lot of that has been patience has definitely been tested in the last season, but I'm working. And I think I got progress for sure. I definitely got some progress. You feel me? What else? Yeah, just stuff like that. Everyday almost level and a serious level. I think I've overall been tested on those things, and I've tried, and I think I've gotten them down packed so far. I've been working towards bettering myself as a partner. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you follow me on, I mean, I guess if you listen to, I don't know if I put in that Q&A. If you listen to that Q&A, I think I said something about it. But if not, I definitely have said it about stream. And if you guys follow my live channel page, which is basically my YouTube channel that's dedicated to my Twitch account, like I put all the stuff that I want to remember on that page, So anything that you might have missed when I started streaming, then and we're going to talk about that soon too. But basically I put on there, because I had a segment a couple of days ago where I just kind of got a little deeper. The thing about YouTube is, which I love, y'all, I like to get very vulnerable and open with y'all, because that's just I don't know, that's just like the content I like to see. I just like to connect to people on different levels. It's nice to talk about it, you feel me? But on Twitch it's a little bit easier to kind of push out content for me, so I can do it a lot more with them. So I made a segment about that, and I put it on a YouTube video on that page. I've just been kind of using that, But if I didn't mention it over here, just in case, I'm gonna mention it now. That in the next 5 to 6 years, I do see myself as a wife. I do see myself, I ain't say a mother, I said a wife. Okay, I do see myself being in a very serious relationship and being overly committed to the point where we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. So, like I said, a wife. We don't got to get married now, but right now I am working on being in a serious relationship. That is my goal, to be in a very serious relationship and to eventually marry that person. No, I cannot say who. I'm just saying I know who. The Lord know who, but you can't. Let me stop, bro. But for real, I do plan on like committing to that. And it's just like, I just realized, I realized what my needs kind of come out of that. I realized my needs from it and stuff like that. And I realized it's not even like a want anymore. I feel like a want is all the past situationships I've had, all the past relationships, all the past, all those things were mostly wants. Like, I always knew I wanted a serious relationship. I always knew I wanted to be, things of that nature. I always knew I wanted something real, something genuine, something permanent. Feel me? I always knew that, but it's just like the people I would entertain or engage with, or just give my time to, were just not the right picks. You feel me? Like, I knew it wasn't. It was kind of more going off of potential. Like, I knew he could be, potentially. Like, everybody has the potential to be something. Feel me? I have the potential to be a rocket scientist. Does that mean I can be or I will be? No. But, I have, everybody has the potential to. You feel me? And I think those were just the wants. Because, like, oh my God, like, he's this, that, and a third. He fits my physical requirements. Feel me? So I kind of just, I want him to fit my needs, But everybody could not fit my needs, And I finally found somebody that does fit them. Like, I didn't even realize they did fit them, to be honest. I didn't even realize. But, like, I kind of did, but I didn't realize how deep it was. Like, on one part, it's like, oh, okay, just from surface level, yeah, you can do it. Like, I know you can do it. I know you fit, like, requirement. You can provide for your family. I know you could, I know you could be in a relationship for a long time. For me, I know you could do all this, But I didn't realize how deep it was on like a psychological level for me, It was just certain signs and certain flags he would show me that I didn't even take at first. Like, I knew they were good, but I didn't realize they were kind of like, why am I gonna cry? Stop. Yeah, I be having to like laugh to keep from crying. I know people probably think I'm crazy. Like, in that video I posted on my live channel, I know people probably think I'm crazy because I'm dead smiling the whole time. It kind of sounds like I'm the villain a little bit. Like, oh, I just realized this one man was, the one. I'm a work in progress. I kind of sound like one of them girls who don't take accountability, and she kind of like, I was like, ooh, dang, I hope I don't come off as that, because I promise you, I'm actually working on myself. But like, it just kind of sounds bad because I'm dead smiling while I'm saying, like, I kind of look devious a little bit, if that makes sense. But ooh, something in my eyebrow. But yeah, it's like I kind of look devious a little bit. But seriously, I actually have been, and I had talked to this lady. I've been talking to people, really trying to get the right tools to kind of help me on this, and she kind of just clarified for me, because I didn't even realize. Like, I knew, but I didn't realize that's what it was, you know? Like just growing up, it's just one of them things. Like, how do I explain this in a short term? If you want to go watch the whole explanation, you can go watch that video, that live video. But right now, I'm just gonna do a short explanation. I don't know if I want to say expectation or whatever. But for example, one of the things that I needed was just actual reassurance or actual security for my feelings or just feeling validated, right? And this man was doing it for me, or is, and I didn't realize, right? Like I realized, oh, he's doing good, da, 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 but I didn't realize how deep it was. Like he's giving signs that he can provide me for what I needed emotionally. I look at men like, or I have previously looked at men for everything else they could do for me that I just felt like fit a good like man. Not a great husband or a great partner or a great, somebody I needed, a good man. Like, do he make enough money? Do he look good? Can he, for me? And it's just like that's not what I need. I didn't need the looks and the da da da. Not to say this one doesn't have the looks and stuff like that, but I didn't need the looks, the money, da da da. Because to be honest, those are only things where it's just like, like it's kind of easily replaceable in a way, or it's just like it's not that important because regardless, I'm gonna have my own, so I don't need you for your money. I look amazing, so I don't need you for your looks because there's always going to be another man, another fish, another whatever you want to call it. I don't need that from you. That's bare minimum, kind of. Like if you want to mess with me, you have to have this, you have to have this, you have to have this. But it was all on like a physical or a financial or even, and just a couple other things. I don't remember. I ain't gonna list them. So, just a couple other things as a requirement to even talk to me, you know? And I didn't realize, like, those are wants. Like, oh, I want my man to be financially stable. I want my man to look like this. I want my man to be this height and stuff. That's more of a just kind of shallow thing. It's not what I needed. It's more of a shallow thing. And I'm not saying I'm shallow or I'm shallow to the point where it's just like, that's all I care about, because that's not all I care about, but that's just the first things I look for in a man, like, to be honest. And those are the wants I was talking about. Like, those are wants. Like, I want a man to have this and the third, but do I need him to do all that for me? No, I don't need a man to do nothing for me. I don't need a man to look a certain, I don't need a man to have a certain amount of money, because regardless, I'm going to be good on my own. It's just, it's kind of like one of the things, like, if you're going to be in my life, you could at least add to it. You feel me? But I feel like the need is like that emotional sense. Like, are you emotionally gonna push me to be a better person, or not emotionally? Actually, that's more psychological or mentally. I'll leave the mental needs right there. I'll say mentally needing is for you to push me to grow, give me like teach me, to lead me, things of that nature, stuff, whatever, whatever. And then emotionally, are you going to validate my feelings? Are you going to acknowledge my feelings? Are you going to assure my feelings and things of that nature, right? And it's just like that's what this man does. Now he got his little stuff that get on my nerves. Duh. Everybody's like, no one's perfect. Everybody's gonna have that little thing that bothers you or whatever it can be. Like, yes, like this man comes up with the most ridiculous things. I'm not even gonna get into that. This man do be saying he do be doing some ridiculous stuff, but it's not nothing that's unbearable. And it's kind of one of them things where you have to you have to weigh the pros and the cons about it. I'm so used to a certain type of behavior from men because that's what I was comfortable with when it came to the emotional aspect of, love in general, right? So I'm used to a man not being that emotionally mature or emotionally, like, he's just not that emotionally intelligent, you know? And so when I deal with men like that, it's like, oh, well, I'm used to this. Like, I'm used to the toxic behavior. I'm used to the this and the third, or saying crazy stuff and things of that nature. And when I finally met a person where it's like he's emotionally mature, or he's mature enough or intelligent enough where it's on my level now. Because, like, as a girl, you're already supposed to be more mature than a man, right? Usually. But I'm just more mature than that. It's not just like a basic level. Like, I'm just more mature than that because I just was like raised correctly. I was pushed ahead already. So I'm already used to being with people that are older than me. And, I'm just used to, you feel me? Like I'm just used to a certain type of level of things. So when I meet guys that are doing things that guys their age do, it's just like, well, now I'm used to it already. So hey, I'm used to dealing with guys like an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 19-year-old boy. What is he gonna do? Most of them aren't ready to settle down completely. I'm not gonna say all of them. It is a good amount of guys that are lover guys, or they do enjoy that type of, like, they do want that, But most of the people that I have dealt with or met were not interested in that completely, for real. And my thing is, I don't like temporary situations because that's one of my triggers. That's like a, like that's just going backwards. I'm looking for something secure and I'm looking in the wrong place. So when I come and I keep getting temporary things, when I finally find something that I need or that that is secure, then it's causing me to push him away because I'm not used to it. I'm so scared he'll leave me before, you know? So I realized I have an anxious, oh, just messed that all the way up. I have an anxious attachment style. And it's this thing where you kind of like self sabotage or you're overthinking. And I overthink horribly, guys. I make a problem out of literally nowhere. Y'all don't even know. Or I did. I don't do that no more, period. You kind of got to acknowledge your triggers. But I literally was doing that horribly. Feel me? I was doing that so bad. And it was just like, it was just out of fear, to be honest. And we're being completely honest. And as I get closer to God, at one point when I had went through this really bad breakthrough, or not bad, but a really serious breakthrough, I guess. I just kind of like isolated a little bit. That's just one thing I asked the Lord to do, is just help me with that. I can't necessarily stop it completely, but with the help of Him, He did calm my mind and my thoughts and stuff like that, because that's where it all starts. My behavior doesn't start acting out of nowhere. It comes from my overthinking. So I kind of like had to realize my triggers and kind of avoid them, while also praying that, like, I just calm these habits that I have of overthinking things, or whatever the case may be. Just leave it alone. Feel me? And it's really just like, once I was approached by a man that was on my level of at least emotional maturity and just really what I needed, I got scared. And out of fear, when I start overthinking, I start self-sabotaging myself and the situation, and I start just blowing the whole thing up, trying to like leave or trying to end it before he could, or before I think he would. And it just got bad, bro. It got really bad. But it did force me to kind of like finally take on it forced me to finally take on that part of me that I've always dealt with. I've always not always dealt with the part of me that I always had. I've always been an overthinker. So when something turns out bad or something turns out wrong, I expected it. I already thought of that. Feel me? I As an overthinker, I think from the best of the best to the worst of the worst. So I'm thinking of all these different ways or things something can go wrong or can happen or go right or whatever. And immediately, whenever it happens, if it's something I expected, it's already been settled. Feel me? I'm just used to it being temporary. I'm not used to it. I'm wanting something like that's permanent, but I'm used to it being temporary. So if it ends, it's cool. Like, I already thought of it, but it still doesn't take away the pain or the hurt. It cushions it a little bit because I thought of it, but like, it's just, I'm already trying to get out of there before I can even see it through, because you're going to have problems regardless. No matter who you're with, you're going to have problems. The whole thing is to stick it through and kind of figure those problems out. But the thing I was doing is just like, I want somebody to do it. Like, I want us to pick each other every time. So when we do go through these problems, we can fix these problems together, instead of it being like, let's just end it here, go find somebody else and do the same cycle. Like, I don't want a temporary thing where I'm continuously looking for a new person, or I really don't even be looking. It's just start coming to me. But it's just like, I don't want to keep repeating this cycle with people where it's like, okay, I found you. That was cute, it's nice or whatever in the honeymoon stage, whatever. And then here it comes. Whatever problems you got, all right, cool. I don't like them. Of course, they're problems. And we just end it there. Feel me? With this one, it's like we didn't even have a honeymoon stage. I feel like at the point in my life I was in, I just came as myself. Like, I mean, it's not to say it's even a huge difference, but it's just I'm not, you know. So I came as myself. I feel like we didn't even have a honeymoon stage, to be honest. I feel like we just came as ourselves. I feel like at the point of our lives that we met, we just kind of came as ourselves completely. Like, I didn't hide anything. I was completely honest. Like, I don't think I ever really do change in the honeymoon stage or whatever. I don't really know. I don't know if I do anything during the honeymoon stage, but I feel like we didn't even have one, honestly. Like, it felt like we just came to each other in a very raw place, and we kind of just seen each other in different environments, to be honest. And like, I see him in a stress environment. He seen me in a stress environment. He seen me in an environment where I feel like I don't have control of the situation, which is like one of the worst environments you can see me in, because I feel like I don't have control over a situation, which I'm just now learning to be okay with. I'm learning to be okay with that now, but before I had no comfort in it at all. Like, if I didn't know what was going on in the situation, I'm shutting down. Like, that's, I don't know, that was a big thing for me too. Like, not having control over a situation it was so hard for me to get over, because like when I have situation under control, and this also goes back to my anxious or my anxiety, if you want to call it that. I don't have anxiety. I wouldn't call it that, but I'm just referring to that feeling. When I have anxiety, it's that thing of not having control. Like, if I'm self sabotaging, it's to leave before I can get hurt. It's because I have control over that. Like, I can leave. Like, I can leave before you try to leave me. I have control over that, and the control was kind of my comfort, if that makes sense. Like, I was comfortable with having control over the situation because, I'm prepared. I'm making a decision, and da da da. Like she said, I'm rejecting you before you reject me, or before you cause any hurt or pain onto me, right? So I found comfort in control, and now I've just been getting comfortable with not being in control, with the Lord's help, of course, because the first step you have to do to Him is surrender to Him. So when you have to surrender and submit to the Lord. So I will say I had to find, like, it's okay to not be in control of your life. It's okay to, it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's all right. Kind of. And then I seen this one quote. I see a lot of things that really do help me, and they do stick with me a lot. It was this quote it was like, what did it say? It was like, enjoy the journey. Feel me? Enjoy, like, that burn of just enjoy it. Whether you know what's happening, whether you can control it or not, just enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, that's not where it's going to end at. You have a whole journey to go through. So just enjoy the moments where you don't know what's going on. Because later on, I'm pretty sure you're gonna look back here and be like, oh wow, I can't believe all that happened. Feel me? Like, you're gonna look back at that and be like, wow, like, I went through that. Like, whole time it was getting me ready for this, or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't really got no analogy for it right now, but just enjoy the journey. Like, whether you in control or not, whether you know what's going on or not, just enjoy it, because hey, like, it's life. You know, you're not gonna be in control of everything, which is okay. I had to get okay with that, because I'm so used to being in control of things, or I just find more comfort in being in control. I never even liked change before, so it kind of makes sense why I was just, because change means, you know, it's something I can't control. Like, when you change, you can't control the future, versus if you were just doing something you were used to. If I get this meal every day, I know exactly what to expect from it. If I change something up, I don't know what to expect from it. So I think it kind of all ties in together, of me not being, like, me not being okay with it at first. Like, I just was not comfortable with it. But now, as I went through that whole little journey, I have gotten more comfortable with it. I've gotten very comfortable with the idea of just trusting God, because I know regardless, He's gonna put me somewhere. He's gonna end me up to somewhere, or He's gonna place me somewhere I need to be, for whatever reason. So far, so great. Um, What else? Oh, this is where I was going to in the beginning of this rant that just got so long. Like I said, it was during the beginning of my season where it was just a lot going on. And I kept getting these fortune cookies. And I know it sounds kind of crazy. It sounds a little bit crazy because I know like a lot of people be kind of superstitious about religion or more towards regarding the Lord or like him giving you signs. Me, I need actual signs or I won't, I don't know no other way to catch it. So the Lord be giving me actual signs because he knows, whatever signs you get, you get them for a reason. Feel me? I get my signs for a reason because I only understand certain signs. And I don't remember what I was going through necessarily, but I remember I was going through a lot. And I remember I just kept getting these fortune cookies that literally just kept saying something about July. I'm pretty sure if I could find a picture of them saying stuff about different things in depth, you know, like I'm sure it said more things about the future period, but I do remember just literally seeing July pop up a lot. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up here. But if I can't, just remember I had like literally 10 fortune cookies on my dresser. Like not 10 fortune cookies, but the little notes that they come in. I literally had like 10 of them on my dresser. Every time I collected one, I would save it and I leave it on my dresser and I put my phone on top of it when I went to sleep. So when I wake back up, my day would start with that energy. And I literally kept them on my drawer. And I still even have some now. If whichever ones I can save from the move, I still have some now. But I specifically remember the ones where they constantly talked about July. I had at least half of them talking about how big and how good July was going to be. And I think that is leading into this next part of what I'm going to go into. So I didn't even know none of this was going to happen, I had no idea at all any of this was going to happen. Like, I didn't plan on it or anything. I didn't plan on it at all. Like, I remember a little while back, I don't remember when I first created my account because I was on Twitch watching, literally, I was only on Twitch watching one person. I only came on Twitch to watch one person. Casanat would be like that's my favorite, he's my favorite too, but I would not really be on Twitch I probably created it maybe because of when he first did his first Mafia-thon. But besides that, I really didn't watch nobody on Twitch at all. Then I finally found this one person that I did watch on Twitch, and I just, that's the really only reason I had my Twitch account in the first place. Besides Kai was just to watch that person. And, he's a big part of my life now. Thank you. You feel me? Love that person down. But, I had a regular account. Like as a viewer, you only need the account. You don't have to make an actual channel as a viewer. So I just had an account, period, first. And then my friends were like, oh, we should start like streaming together or whatever, and everybody make their we should start streaming together and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's cool, because I did plan on getting back. I don't know if when we had this conversation, I already been active on YouTube or if I was just now starting to like plan on getting active, because I don't know if y'all know this, but I've been trying to do YouTube for years. Literally, I've been doing YouTube since I was a kid. I just never stayed consistent with it, sadly, until now. So I've been doing YouTube. I just was never very consistent. This was my first time probably ever in life for me to post at least 4 times a month video wise. So I've never been consistent on YouTube before this year. But this year, as I'm getting older, I did decide as I get older, I do want to start getting my life together. I do want to start being more organized. I do want to start being more consistent and things of that nature. So one of my things this year, especially when I made my goals list, maybe back in March, May, something like that, one of the months, I made this goals list where I will start being more consistent on YouTube and I will post at least 4 times a month. So once I finally started to do it, I was like, okay, I can do this, So my friends, they were like, and like I said, I don't remember when this conversation happened, but they were like, let's start our streams or whatever. And then, whenever we meet up or whatever in the summer, then we'll start doing it or whatever, right? So I think every time we've seen each other, it'd be a new step. Like, okay, this day we were making our accounts. Next time I see you in a couple weeks, man, we'll make our, whatever, and we'll make something else, and then right. So the first time, made my account, whatever, never streamed off of it. Never. I just had a channel for real. Then eventually we finally made our group channel, and then whatever. Then we had this one meetup at the beginning of June because it had to be March 30th, something like not March, May 30th or something like that. And we finally made our group accounts, like group TikTok, group YouTube, group whatever, Instagram and stuff like that, group Twitch. And I gave all the passwords around, whatever, right? And basically for the summer, every time we linked up, we were supposed to be, doing Discord calls and everything. Like we were supposed to be doing a lot for, for this account or this content or whatever, right? We just never did it. I guess we just never did it, right? So I mentioned the group members' name or whatever, right? So we have Jaden, Trez, me, and Kanaya. And Kanaya never really started on hers. Nobody was streaming on theirs, but Jaden started. He finally got his stuff. He got like little by little, he got stuff for him to stream with because he was streaming off his game. Like he does gameplay or gaming content. If y'all want to see his stuff, then I'll put it in the link in bio. I'll put, you know, but he was doing it more so often. Then Trez finally started, little by little, everybody started like doing it. So Trez started doing gaming content as well, and they do streams every now and then. Jaden has gotten more frequent, but Trez and Jaden were like really the ones to start doing it first. I want to say Jaden did his stream first. It's between them two, but I know Jaden was more consistent before Trez started getting consistent with it, and then Trez started getting a little bit consistent with it, and then they kind of just stopped or whatever. So then finally, I'm like, hey, let me try to stream out, right? So one day, I literally streamed. I still had 0 followers. I was just trying to see how it worked, right? Did a little stream, whatever. Okay, cool. The only follower I might have had like 5 followers, and that was only because the people from the group and like one extra friend had followed me on Twitch. Because we followed each other on Twitch, right? So might have like 5 followers or whatever. Literally no clout. Literally no clout. Like, I used that word a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago or whatever. Somebody said using clout in 2025 is crazy. Well, okay, and you got like words expire. But I literally streamed like once or twice, just testing it out. I do remember. Okay, the first time I did it was like I was doing my hair when I was about to leave to go to California. Y'all seen that video? I was about to do my hair to go to California. Then the second time, was it a gym stream, something like that? Gym stream. And then I think I had got to about 10 followers on Twitch. And then one day, and I'm gonna do a story time about this whole thing later on. But literally one day I was invited to this. Not even invited. I'm the one who like kind of initiated it a little bit. Like they were like, "Oh, who wants to come to this thing?" And then I liked it, and I was like, "Oh, let me come, whatever." I didn't say that, but I'm just giving you the deets or whatever, right? From that weekend on, I went in there with 10, maybe 10, maybe followers. I left with like 60, I think. Like I want to say 50, but I low key think it's between 50 and 70, something like that. I left between, I want to say 50 though. I do want to say 50. I was a little bit closer to 60 though by the time I left, for sure. But I left with like 50, right? And ever since then, that was like one week. That was like the weekend of July 4th. Ever since then, I've been streaming every day since then, and I literally have not stopped every day. I've even tried to do my first 10-hour stream, and I succeeded, periods. And I've literally, because that whole weekend I was doing 5-hour streams. So I did my first 10-hour stream, and now I'm used to doing it. I'm used to doing long streams, short streams, whatever. Sometimes if I don't have things planned out, or sometimes if I just want to do a little secret stream or something like that, I'll just pop on. But I've been streaming every day. And I'm trying to cool back a little bit now because when I do these collabs coming up, I want to put more energy towards them. But I will still be streaming every day, so you guys can follow me on Twitch. I'm still streaming every day, and I will continue to. And I have all my videos up, so if you missed some streams, you can go back and watch them or whatever the case may be. But ever since then, I've been streaming every day, and I didn't know what the Lord was talking about when He said, "Oh, July is going to be a big month for you. Like July is going to be something big, going to be something huge." I did not know what He was talking about at all. Like I thought it was going to be something pertaining like other social medias that I put more energy into, like YouTube, for example. I mean, I was finally being consistent with it. I thought he was talking about YouTube. You see, as the Lord takes you different places, you won't even know, and it just got greater, you know. After I got my 50 followers, I finally got affiliated a couple of later, whatever the case may be. And I've just been grinding since. It's really not about the money right now. Like it is, but it ain't. Like I'm affiliated, great, but I know it's gonna take me a while to actually start making some good money off of here. So I just want y'all to know it's just pure me. You know, it's just pure like passion at this point. And, you know, I just know consistency is key right now. So I will continue to do this. But and I'm probably gonna do my hair on stream. I was thinking about doing a video with about like a YouTube video, but I think I'm gonna do my hair on stream. But yeah, it's just like it's nothing but pure passion at this point. And I do want to start getting paid huge bucks. Don't get me wrong. I do want to start paying, and I will start getting paid huge bucks soon. I don't know when. I don't know what my journey is gonna look like, but I know it's coming. But until then, I will be working hard for it. I will be consistent. I will be praying for it, things of that nature. And I don't know. It's just like I never would have thought this. You know, I never would have thought it would have been this. When he said July was gonna be big, I had no idea what he meant, but never did I think it would be this. I'm now at like 170 followers right now. I want to say 169, 170 followers right now, and you know, I feel like I don't know what everybody else's growth look like, but I'm just happy about mine. I think y'all should always be happy about your growth and your journey. Be happy about yours. Never compare yourself to others because one, comparison is the thief of joy, and two, you should be proud of what you do regardless. I don't care if I did 1 follower, 10 followers, 10,000 followers, 1,000 followers a day. I'm just like, I'm happy that I was able to do something that made me proud. I was able to gain followers, gain new like I networked a lot. I gained a lot of new connections. That's what it is. I've gained a lot of new connections that I know will help me in the future. What followers, connections, opportunities, you know, I've gained a lot of new experiences and things of that nature, and it can only go up from here, you know, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, this is probably the quickest I've ever locked in, and this is the most consistent I've ever been with something ever in life. I'm telling you, ever in life. I've never been this consistent, you know, and I'm happy that it's all about me. It's all about what I want to do. I'm overly happy for that. I don't know what these next few months is going to look like, but I pray all the work that I just did definitely, you know, gets me there. Cause I'm trying to have a big Christmas this year. I don't know if it's kind of crazy, but I already got my books. I ain't get them yet, but I've already been thinking about what I want to get him for Christmas or his birthday, whichever one, because his birthday is right after Christmas. But it's just like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that's kind of crazy trying to like thinking out Christmas gifts because I don't know what is to come in the next month or in the next few months. You know, I don't even know what I'm doing for my birthday. I haven't even planned that, to be honest. So yeah, but I do want to shout out I'm official and I don't know what that was that just made my phone flash like that, but I do want to shout out I'm official M for just kind of inspiring me to get on here and just kind of pick up the camera because at one point I did want to just do that. I did want to just pick up the camera and talk to you guys, or I did want to just pick up the camera and like vlog or whatever. Like I didn't even realize how many crazy experiences I had recently. Like, I had experiences that I could have vlogged. Like, you know, you don't always have to do things or things don't always have to pan out how you plan them to for it to be a vlog, you know, or for it to be content. Feel me? Like you're here for me. And I apologize for not doing that because I didn't even realize I could have vlogged yesterday. Was that yesterday? I think it was. Like yesterday, I literally had 2 clients back to back, and then after that I went to the motels, was there for an hour and I couldn't stream. I'm like, dang, what else am I gonna be able to do? I could have vlogged myself there and literally had a mukbang or something. But yeah, I do apologize for missing out on that. But you know, I'm just gonna be, you know, I have 3 more two after I upload this video. I have 2 more uploads to do for this month and then I'll be done, you know. I have a couple more. I have like a week kind of left to get 2 more videos out, which will be easy. Then you know, but I'm gonna do a story time about how I got invited to Scram City because I never did an official story time about that. And then one more video will probably be a vlog or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I do want to shout her out for, kind of inspiring me a little bit to get on here and just say something, just post whatever. I'm not even gonna post on my Instagram about this. Like, if you're subscribed, then hopefully you just get the notification and you see it. And if not, then hopefully you are a new person that hasn't ever seen my videos before, and this just made you want to subscribe. So hopefully I can get something out that's good for you. And yeah, just expect to see me more. I will continue to do both YouTube and Twitch, and I will be consistent on both of them. Hopefully next month, like, I don't usually set specific number goals. I'm not too good with number goals. Like, I don't know. Not to say I'm not good with them, but I'm not good like as giving myself number goals. You feel me? Like, when somebody gives me a numbers goal to work towards, I can do that. For example, when Twitch gave me the number goals about what I had to do to get affiliate, I did it. Bing bang bap. But I'm not too good at setting number goals for myself. Like, I really don't too much care about numbers per se in a certain way. I don't know. Like, what next month I'm gonna upload 6 videos. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep being consistent. As long as I post more than 4 videos a month on YouTube, I'm good. Like, I'm content with it. I will be trying to be more frequent with it though. I really do love her style of like vlogging, because I feel like it would fit me much better, because I do try to compile a lot into one, but sometimes it kind of looks a little better to go along with the journey. Like, you have to follow along with it. So I think I'll start doing that more, of just kind of like just posting or vlogging, and then kind of like leaving y'all to just see what else happens. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. What do you think? But yeah, I do like that kind of like that version of vlogging a little bit better. I feel like it's a little easier to be more consistent with that, because I kind of got to update y'all. So I will be posting a lot more for the next month. Who's to say what's coming? I have no idea what's coming, but I just pray that next month is like 100 times better than this month, because this month was so great. So I'm so ready to take it to the next level, and I'm so ready to be a better person. I'm so ready for you guys to watch me grow. I've set little goals for myself, and I've set big goals for myself to work on, and I think I'm pretty much accomplishing them if they're not already accomplished. A little big goal for me, like it's little but it's big at the same time, is for me to stop cursing. I do really good on it in most environments. Sometimes you get in a certain environment and you kind of just like, you do it on accident. Like, sometimes I be thinking without speaking when I be at the motels. Like, I have to chill on that. Like, I have to. I be trolling way too much, but I do plan on like, you know, working on stuff like that. Like, even the little things of like not cursing. I just think that'll be a little bit better for me. I feel a little bit more holier not cursing. I feel a little bit more mature not cursing. And as I have my children in the future, I do want to be a great role model. So I don't want to curse as much, or I want to be able to control it and control what I say for them. And of course, my partner, because you don't want to just say whatever comes to your mind when you're talking to somebody you care about, because you might say something you don't necessarily mean, or it might come out wrong and things like that. So I want to work on thinking before I speak a lot too, and just little stuff like that. And then also like those big goals, like my anxiety and things of that nature when it comes to an attachment. So I think I've accomplished most of it. I think I've conquered a lot of it. And yeah, I just got to work on perfecting the way I go about stuff, and just, fixing up the little flaws. But I think I've been doing a good job as becoming a better person so far for what I see fit right now. And that's just what it's going to be. I'm just going to keep growing for the next part of my life, because as I get to the age, I'm not 20 yet, guys, but I'll be 20 soon. As I'm approaching my 20 to 25, my young adult like years. Like, I'm a young adult now, but like my young adult years, I do want to be more organized. I do want to be more like just in place. And I know sometimes it's like, oh, I feel like I'm behind. You have to be okay with where you are. As long as you're working towards something, I feel like it's okay. I just want to work towards being what I see as being more mature. I think as a 20, and this is exactly why I have my phone on D&D. It's the notifications keep stopping my camera. Like, I'm trying to record here. But like I was saying, I do think for the next few years, I do want to focus on like honing in on that. I feel like being more organized and just going about things a certain way, is what's more mature to me. I feel like as I'm coming up on them ages, as on them years, because like I said, I want to be a wife soon. So as a wife, I do have to, change my ways on certain things. I do have to change certain things. I have to be more organized. I have to do stuff like that. I have to be more on time and stuff. So I do want to just focus more on that as I get older. I just want to better myself as I get older because I do want certain things for myself. So yeah, that's about it. I think what Twitch, mental or emotional, whatever you want to say, and then I think that's pretty much all the updates I have necessarily on life. Um, I'm moving. I don't know where to yet, but we're moving. Um, so yeah, if y'all see me streaming, y'all see that corner where it has like a bunch of stuff in it. That's all the boxes I'm keeping, so I can put my stuff back in there, so I can just move the boxes instead of it being like I'm moving my entire monitor. I move my entire, my whole setup. I think it'd just be a bit better if I could just put everything back in its original packaging and move it. You know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. That's just what I'm working on. I do want to be more consistent with everything. So yeah, it's just like being more responsible as well. That's about it for real. Like I think being more responsible for a lot of things. Being more responsible for my actions. Overall, I guess I think that's overall what it is. Being more responsible for my actions, whether it's paying bills or this and the third. I'm gonna pay my first phone bill soon. I've been paying for my phone, but never a bill. A bill is kind of crazy. A bill is kind of, So I don't want y'all calling my phone on some crazy stuff because you will get hung up on. Whose phone line are you doing that on? Oh, okay. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that. So hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with somebody who you might think would enjoy this, or who might need to hear this, or who might need to relate, things of that nature. I have no idea what we're doing for my birthday. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I just hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure y'all turn on y'all post notifications so y'all can see when I post, because I'm in a new era. I'm in a new stage. I'm not even gonna post it no more on my Instagram. You just gonna have to figure it out. Feel me? But yeah, that's about it. I just hope you guys enjoy. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Okay, click that button down there, man. Click it now. And yeah, come back and see me. I have a couple more videos up so you can go watch them too. And I'll be back soon.